Hello everyone, it's me, Aaron, Professor Thorgy, your guide to all things geeky, and welcome to another comic class, Indy Spotlight. Yes, once a month we do a spotlight of an indie book here on Comic Class, and normally I do it in addition to a regular episode of Comic Class because these episodes tend to be so short, but I'll be totally honest with you guys, I am really behind schedule on all the videos I've been working on, so I apologize to you guys. There will not be a regular episode of Comic Class this week. However, we are going to do 2 indie spotlights. Yes, I know there are fans out there of the indie spotlight, and I know that it was a long time since the last one, so I'm gonna make it up to you with 2 indie spotlights this week. And I'm starting it off right now with what is probably my favorite indie book out there. I've only read 1 issue of it. The second issue comes out today. However, I fell in love with that first issue. I have been waiting all this time for an opportunity to finally sit down and tell you guys about Jazz Maynard. Now, Jazz Maynard is the story of a jazz musician who is returning to Barcelona. He goes back to an old bar he used to work at. He finds a friend of his. They start bonding again, and then he is immediately picked up by the mob, and then he and his friend are immediately dragged back to their safe house where they have the crap kicked out of him, and then his friend asks, what the hell did he do to get him in this kind of trouble? And then the rest of this story is him recounting the tale of how he got to this point. And basically what happened is a few months ago while he was in New York City, he found out that his sister had been kidnapped and sold into slavery. So he then tracks down where she's located and proceeds to go ham on everyone. Yeah, are you a fan of one man on a mission revenge stories? This is the book for you. This is all about this jazz musician just going and tearing through everyone in his way to get revenge for what was done to his sister. But that's it. It's a pretty simple plot in just the first issue, but then again, that's how most of these one man on a mission revenge stories are. However, at the end, you get a peek at issue number 2, and you see, yeah, he's not just satisfied with saving his sister, he wants to make sure that everyone in the chain of command of this crime organization pays, and he's going to start fighting like samurai guys in the next one, so it's going to get kind of crazy. But while the story of this is very well paced and it is very intriguing, and I do want to see where it goes, the main thing that got me to pick this book up in the first place, the whole reason why I decided to buy it and read through it, was because I flipped through this issue and oh my god, the art was gorgeous. Yeah, I'll admit, I am not normally a person who buys something just because it looks really good, but this had a very unique style to it. I mean, this is about a jazz musician, and jazz is very fluid, it's very loose, it flows from one note into the next, and that's exactly what this art does. This art looks perfect for a book about a jazz musician. It is very fluid, it is very stylized, it is very unique, it has a specific tone to it. Listen, I could keep going on about how good this art looks, but this is a visual medium here on YouTube. You can see it right in front of you. These pages are stunning. In fact, the art in here is so good, I was shocked I had never even heard of this artist before, but that might just be because he only has one name. His name is Roger. Yes, the writer of this book is called Raul, and the artist is called Roger. Yeah, these guys are artsy, and it shows. You want to know just how artsy these guys are? They're French. Yeah, again, I was shocked that I had not heard of a book that was this incredible, and I had not heard of this writer and artist who were so talented, but then I started to look into it and I found out, oh, there's a reason for it. This book was actually made in France. It's been out in Europe for years now, and it's just now finally coming to America, and the moment I heard it was French, I looked at this and I went, this is totally what a French action film is like. Super stylized, full of passion, and just looks damn good. And again, I normally don't spend this much time praising just the art of a series, because to me, I always tend to think that the writing is the most important part of a book. However, the art in this series works hand in hand with the writing, because as I said, this whole story wants to be very stylized. It wants to feel like jazz, and the art accomplishes that. There are quiet scenes. There are scenes of characters just sitting down and bonding with each other. There are action scenes, and every single one of them, because the artwork goes along with the tone of jazz so well, you can almost hear a soundtrack for this book in your head. Like, for example, there's a scene where the main character goes up on stage at this bar and just starts playing his trumpet, and honestly, I kinda hate when a book will just stop to have someone playing a musical instrument, because, yeah, this is a silent medium. It is all text. We can't hear the music that they're playing, but this is one of the few times where that actually worked, because just looking at this art, you're able to kind of tell what type of music he's playing, but then also just seeing the reactions and the expressions on all the characters around him really lets you know the importance of the notes that he's playing. It lets you know the effect that it is having on other people. So yes, again, the title of that book is Jazz Maynard. The first issue is already out, and the second issue comes out today. It's by Lionforge Comics, and if you cannot find them at your local comic book store, because yes, Lionforge Comics is kind of a small company, so if you can't find them there, you can go to Comixology and find the issues there. I will put a link in the description down below of where you can find the series on Comixology. But thank you guys for checking out another episode of the Indie Spotlight. As I said, I'm going to have a second episode of the Indie Spotlight coming out later today. And as always, if you want more from me, then make sure you hit that subscribe button, and you can follow me on Twitter, Twitch, and Tumblr at Professor Thorgy. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Come back next time.